Hello, YouTube. All right, well, this isn't an official Cooking with Denoy episode. It is kind of a Cooking with Denoy episode in that we're going to be doing a little bit of cooking. Well, you don't really watch me cook and eat and stuff because I got a lot of stuff I got to do. But I just got back from Aldi's shopping and had the pizza. I was trying to figure out what to do with it. It turns out that if I take it out of the, box, these boxes, it'll fit. So I can put the pizza up inside the freezer. Although this one's a little lopsided here, but it will fit and it'll shut. So, doable. It is doable, although this is kind of loose. All right, so that's in place. But anyhow, this thing, you could try to nuke it and it probably would turn out really bad. They don't recommend nuking it. You want to bake it in an oven. Well, I do have an oven here. It's not working. It probably does work. I just haven't figured out how to get it to work. I haven't read the manual, and I'm in no rush to work it because I'm cooking with electricity since electricity is free at this RV park. It's included. Well, it's not free. It's included in the price. So what we're going to do is cook this pizza up. But we're not going to cook all of it, because all of it won't fit in this tiny little toaster oven. That's the first thing. Second thing is, it's just me here today, so I'm probably going to chow down on half the pizza. This pizza was only like $2.50, roughly. $2.59, $2.49, something like that. So a very good deal, half the price of what you would pay for Little Caesars, and it obviously has more stuff. This is the Mama Kazi's brand. It is Self-Rising Supreme Pizza. And it has sausage, pepperoni, peppers, black olives, onions. The sausage is made with pork and chicken. The pepperoni is made with pork, chicken, and beef. It has 100% real cheese, preservative-free crust, and no artificial flavors. So quite a good deal for like $2.50. I am going to cut it with the pizza slicer, then put it in here and cook it. I don't know if you can hear, it's kind of quiet. It's because I have the air conditioner turned off. I get 30 amp service, and it's enough to run the AC, but it's not enough to run the AC and powerful devices like this oven, toaster oven here. So you kind of have to do a little bit of a load balance, decide what's going to be on and what's going to be off. And we're going to go ahead and cook this. It's going to generate a lot of heat because the vent fans, everything's not fully working yet, but I am going to be monitoring it. So we'll cook the pizza and then get the AC back on to try to cool back down. But yeah, this is going to be tonight's dinner, at least early dinner, although I may have a second dinner later, maybe even recook the pizza for the second time. And taking advantage of this toaster oven that I bought from Goodwill the other day for like I think it was $9 for the toaster oven. So we'll go ahead and slice it up. Oh, look at the instructions here and how long it takes to cook and whatnot. You can see it has instructions. The baking instructions are on the back. And it says that we need to preheat the oven to 400. I'm not even going to bother doing that, but I'm going to set it at 400. And then you have to bake it for 25 to 28 minutes. So I'll set the timer for about 20. I'll set it for 28 or 30 minutes. And I'll just check on it near the end. And matter of fact, maybe I'll set it for 25. Set it for 25, and then check on it, and if it looks like it needs to be extended, I can extend it. That's one of the good things about having one of these knob controls on here. You can see this cooker is quite nice. It's got off, and it's got various settings for the temperature. I want to set it at 400, which is going to be right over here. So we're going to move it down to 400. Oh, right here at 400 degrees. And I'm going to leave it on bake mode, although I could put it on broil. What's the difference between broil and bake? I think broil, it only cooks from the top down. Is that the difference? We'll put it on bake, and then I will set it for... The thing had said about 30 minutes. We'll set it for about 25 minutes, and then take a look at it. So let me go ahead and slice this up. It's going to be kind of hard to do one-handed, but I'll try it. Okay, let's figure out where we're going to split the pepperoni. Yeah, doesn't this look good? This is better than I could make. Although, you know, when I was looking at Walmart, it's going to take two hands. So let me go ahead and pause the camera and then come back, because I can't slice with one hand. I have to hold the thing. So hang on just a moment. Alright, I've managed to use my trusty pizza slicer. Yeah, and run it all the way through. And you can see we got the pizza here. And all we're going to do is take the half pizza. It's got a little piece of paper, I think, underneath, holding everything together. No, there's no paper. Wow. The crust is just super thick. I thought there was cardboard underneath, but there's not. Look at it. It's just the crust itself. And we can set it diagonal. Wow, look at that. Perfect fit. Actually, you know what? The whole pizza would fit in there, I think. I think if I move this out a little bit, I could actually get the whole pizza on there. So it is possible to cook this entire pizza. Because this is half the pizza and we're going diagonal. I think it's possible to cook the whole pizza, but I'm not going to do that because it's just me. And that goes inside. And now we're going to go ahead and turn the unit on. We're going to set the timer here. And you can see we've turned it, but it's not coming on. And the reason it's not coming on... Oops, wait a second here. Alright, we're going to set it for 25 minutes. And you're like, why is it not coming on? Because I have the switch off right here. Now I've got switched on. You can see the light came on right here. I don't know if you can see this little light. When I switch it off, see, no light. Switched on, the light comes on. So a little bit of a safety, I can switch the whole unit off. I got it about 25 minutes, and then it should ding and auto shut off. Which I really like, the fact that it can do that. And you're like, well, why is he not cooking the whole pizza? Well, I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm going to put it inside this bag right here. And I'm going to put that back in the freezer. So basically, this pizza right here is going to cost me about $1.25 for half a pizza. And it's not a junky low pizza. It's a very nice pizza for $1.25. I think a very good deal. So we'll let it cook, and then I'll resume filming and show you what it looks like. Alright, while the pizza is still cooking, what's cool is we can actually look inside and see. So we can just check to see how well done it is or not done. It ticks. We'd set it at about 25 minutes. So this is my first time cooking it, so I'm not sure how fast it's going to cook in this little thing. I did bag up the other half, and what we're going to do is just put this simply into the freezer. I got to figure something out with that. By the way, I forgot to show, this was also part of what I bought with the $30.97 or whatever at Aldi's. Forgot to show the breakfast sausages. So we'll just put this here for now. You can see this is crammed with food. This is something I would never be able to do inside Little Blue 2. And now we got stuff with spaghetti. We got, I'm feeling so blessed. And at the same time, I feel a bit sad for a lot of my viewers, because I know a lot of you are van dwellers and may actually be in a worse position than I am. And some of you are actually in worse positions than I am and still helping me. So you have big hearts, and believe it or not, I do think of you guys, especially when I look at how well off I am right now with the RV. Although, you know, we're still kind of at the possibility of losing it if I can't keep making payments and have, you know, lose a job or something. But at least we're heading in the right direction. And I look at this stuff here, all this food and everything that I have, and I am so grateful. At the same time, so sad that I know a lot of my viewers are in a much more dire situation than I am. And, you know, I mean, some of those people are trying to help me and actually helping me. So I do appreciate it. I think that if you're in a bad position where helping me financially is going to hurt you, don't do that. Don't put yourself in any worse position than you're already in. If you want to help and you don't have the finances, you know, keep doing what you've been doing with watching the videos, letting the playlist run, and watching the ads that, you know, pertain to you that you're interested in. It will help the channel to grow and generate ad revenue. But I also know that we have some viewers who are living in an RV, and some of them may be nicer RVs than this. And those people have been helping by making suggestions, and some people have sent donations and have joined as patrons. So that is appreciated, because it is what's paying rent and it is what's paying for food. And I know some people ask me why I don't get like food stamps or government assistance. The reason is actually very simple. It has to do with, you know, I married a wife from Argentina. So we are in process of going through immigration and getting her paperwork and all that. And you're like, well, what does that have to do with food stamps? Well, under the current administration, if you're on food stamps, if you get any aid, like if you use social services, let's say you're sick or whatever, and you go to the health department, okay, they consider that help from the government. And if you are not yet a citizen, they're going to deny your paperwork for your request for immigration to become legal. As far as some of you don't understand, but you can become what's called a legal alien, a resident alien. You don't actually become a U.S. citizen. That you have to apply for, and you have to test for, and all sorts of other stuff. But anyhow, if you receive any government assistance, it can and does impact your ability to become a legal resident here in the United States. They will actually deny your application and could end up deporting you when your visa or whatever expires. And even in my case, even though she's married to an American, they can still ship her off, which is what they've done. There's numerous stories of it where somebody's been married even 20 or 30 years and actually had a business in America, and they ended up getting shipped off. So that's why I don't get any aid, even though, I qualify actually for VA HUD-VASH program, which is I don't know if you guys are aware of HUD. HUD is the Housing and Urban Development. They, first-time buyers or those with low-income housing, they give you a supplement for your income to help you pay for a house. And you get on a waiting list, and they have priorities like people who have children. Women and children get number one priority. Single man, you're going to be out of luck. Families, especially those with young children, get priority. But what was happening was, with all the homeless vet situation going on, they had made a new section of it called HUD-VASH. VASH is the VA program portion of it. So what HUD-VASH is basically like HUD, you get a voucher to get a house. It doesn't mean you get a free house. It means that they will help you pay the mortgage or the rent, not the mortgage, but the rent on the house. So you can get a place to live, and even if you can't afford it, they will offset the cost. It's like a supplement, a stipend, a supplement to help you pay the rent. Well, HUD-VASH is the VA portion, the veterans portion. And what they do is they have a certain number of these certificates that they issue. So it's kind of almost like a lottery, but not really. There's a waiting list. And you get on the waiting list, and then when your time comes up, they give you the certificate. And with that certificate, you can go find a house that you can rent. And let's say rent is $1,600, but you can only afford $300. That means they will actually pay $1,300 every month to help you live in that house. That's how that works. And I do qualify for that as a homeless vet, as do other homeless vets. The problem with it is, because of me not being able to accept any help at all, even HUD-VASH, which is kind of a VA, veterans benefit, but it's also considered government assistance. So I cannot take that. And even when I could, which I did try to apply for it when I first was designated as a homeless vet, because, those of you who've been with me from even before YouTube, when there was only the Facebook group, I don't know if you remember the time I was living in the BMW because they took my van. Well, during that time when I was homeless, the police sent me to the VA. That's how I ended up with the VA and getting the medical help right now. But before that, I was getting no help at all from anyone or anything. And at the time, I was actually working as a postal carrier, as a mailman, what they call a CCA, a city carrier assistant. And it was a pretty decent job, but that's a whole nother story. Maybe story time, we'll talk about that one day. But essentially, they sent me, and I was on the waiting list, and then they did an analysis, and they said, you make too much money. So I was working as a city carrier assistant, and I was making, I think, about $28,000 a year. So it was enough to live off, kind of. Except for, it wasn't enough to live off in Jupiter. If any of you are familiar with Florida, then Jupiter is a very expensive area, and that's where I was working. So it wasn't enough to pay rent. And also, I was having a lot of money pulled out for child support. And of course, you get taxes and other stuff like that. So essentially, I lived in my van, and I had about $300, $300 or $400 left each month. to get food and stuff. I didn't have food stamps. I didn't have any of that stuff because I made too much money. That's the thing, is like when you make a certain threshold, they say you make too much money, then you don't get any assistance. And it's the same. That's why you see all these people. Once you get into the government handout program where you're getting housing or food, they kind of keep you there, because if you earn too much money, which really isn't that much, they deny all that. So then you don't get any services. You have to pay your own medical, you have to pay your own food, which means you don't make enough to live off. So that's why once people fall into that system, they get kind of stuck there. Unless somehow through some miracle they're able to get a decent job that actually can pay and cover everything. In my situation, I qualify, but I don't. I qualify in the sense that if I really wanted to, I could, reapply for HUD-VASH. I can apply for all these services, and they'll put me on a waiting list. And whether or not I get up there, depends on how many people and everything else. But it jeopardizes my my marriage, my situation with my wife's immigration situation. So I just realized the rice cooker was plugged in. Anyhow, battery's running out, so I'm going to have to stop this video. You guys might not even get to see the pizza being eaten, but look at that. It's heating up, and according to this, we got another 10 minutes. So I'm just going to let that cook. Maybe if I can, recharge the battery, we'll resume the filming, and let you at least see what the pizza looks like. Maybe do a quick taste test. You'll remember to unplug the rice cooker. Rice cooker was plugged in this whole time, so this was on low mode. So we're going to go ahead and pause the camera, plug it in, and let it charge up. Alright, here then is our pizza. I think it's about done. It's about to ding. Well, we can sit here waiting all day. We'll go ahead and make it ding. There we go. And you can see it is pretty much well done. Cooked. I think it's cooked enough without being burnt. I slide it right on out. I was going to use my glove, but it didn't. And yeah, it smells awesome. So we can slice it up, and I have some Parmesan cheese. It's going to take 2 hands, but I think I slice it up into 3 big chunks. But I can add, I'll do what I did with my cheese and stuff here. I can add some of my cheapo pseudo Parmesan cheese from Dollar Tree and some crushed red peppers. And that'll make this pizza, like, incredibly awesome. So, cheapo pseudo Parmesan grated cheese, which we need to buy more. Doesn't that look good? And only about $1.25 for this serving. That is crazy. And we'll toss on some crushed peppers. Bring out that little oomph. And then slice the pizza. So I'm going to try to slice it like that. Slice it like that. By the way, one of the viewers recently asked me about doing like a beach theme, or what is it? I forgot what the area is, but up north somewhere along the eastern coast, seaboard or whatever. And that thought had crossed my mind as far as decorating the RV, but probably going to go kind of simple. But the colors, I still haven't decided yet what we're going to do with the colors. But I did buy this. Which is kind of a beachy theme. Fish and snails and other sea type stuff theme. So anyhow, this is my pizza and my meal. It's not a full-blown cooking with Denoy unless you call warming the pizza up cooking. Although I guess some people would consider that cooking. I'm going to go ahead and try this pizza out for you guys. Let you know how it tastes. Ooh, it's hot. Very hot. I'm going to try this pizza here. Here we go. Doesn't that look so good? Well, I know it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. So let's take a little bite here. Ready? Here we go. Oh. Like a taste of heaven. Not that, I think it cooked just a little bit more, or let it sit a little bit, because it's too hot. You know, when pizza's too hot, it's kind of soft. Or maybe cook it directly on the rack without the tin foil in place. That would allow the bottom, to see the bottom's still a little soft. This looks like a rising crust. So the bottom is a little soft. It might be better to cook it without the aluminum foil on the bottom. Might try that in the future, although I think it might make too much of a mess in there. So I kind of like having the aluminum foil on there. But yeah, look at this pepperoni. Cooked to perfection. So delicious. That pretty much wraps it up for this episode. I want to thank you all for joining me. Thank you again for your kind words, your support, and your wisdom. Thank you, patrons, for making all this possible. And for viewers who have contributed just by running the videos and the playlists and just helping this channel all along. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. And I hope you're enjoying your meal wherever you are. And if you have access to an oven of some sort, and an Aldi's is nearby, try out their pizza. This is really good stuff. Have a good night, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye.